it's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for killing this video and making yourself a priority. I feel like I'm in the Amazon. Do you hear that? You think it's a frog or a toad or something? If anybody knows what that noise is, let me know. Today it's two protein-packed recipes. Just happened to work out that way. I didn't plan it that way. It's just, I did have time to do two recipes this week, so you have two recipes. One is it's kind of how I amp up the protein in pancakes. Not all the time, sometimes. And one is something I saw as I was scrolling around, and I thought, ooh, they sound really good. I can do that, and I can lower the points because I can use my homemade sausage. So we have a breakfast sausage protein biscuit, you could say. So the recipes will be, well, the biscuit will be on dishwithd.com. I'm not sure about the pancake because I don't think I do much. I think I just add one or two things to it. It's not real complicated. But without further ado, let's roll that protein food footage. Alrighty, time back to making fun food. It's been a couple weeks, but I'm going to show you how I amp up my pancakes. Now today I'm finishing up some of this Clean Simple Eats pancake waffle mix. Now you can use any waffle mix, Kodiak, Aunt Jemima, whatever you use. It doesn't have to be Kodiak. it doesn't have to be Clean Simple Eats, but I will tell you, this brand does have 15 grams of protein per serving. So my protein might be higher than your protein because it depends on but this is just a way to amp up any pancake mix, but I'm amping up protein pancake mix. You know, why not? Pump up the protein. All right, let's get it in our bowl. Sorry about the nose, it's just that kind of morning. A serving of Clean Simple Eats pancake mix is a half cup. Now you could always half this recipe if you think it makes too much. I'm not sure how much it's going to make, so I might not do all of it. We have our protein pancake mix. The serving, like I said, on this brand is half a cup. You follow the serving of your pancake mix. We're going to put a third cup of cottage cheese. Now, could you use yogurt instead? Sure, why not? You know me, I'm very flexible about these things. You can do that. Now, again, measurements are pretty much to your taste. Okay. We were interrupted by the phone. I just added the pancake mix and the cottage cheese. I'm going to throw a little bit of vanilla extract in. I don't know. I feel like you can't go wrong with a little bit more vanilla. That's when you're having that cottage cheese in there. And we're going to put a little bit more protein with some liquid egg whites. Now, can you use eggs? You could. I love using egg whites in things, especially recipes like this, because I don't know, I'm very flexible with this. I love adding this to my eggs. So I usually always have a carton of this around. So we're going to do 3 tablespoons because I haven't put any other liquid in yet. And I will tell you that pancake mix, anything with protein in it, like a protein, you can, like if you want to use a protein powder instead of the Clean Simple Eats pancake mix, per se, I'm sure you can. It definitely is going to need some moisture because anything with protein, it'll suck it dry. So I do have a little bit of water here in case I want to add any. We'll see. It all depends on the type of pancake consistency that you like. You know, some people, you can put it in a waffle iron, make a waffle out of it. Yeah, why not? Like, you will want to leave it a little bit thick for that. But see, to me, it's just a little too thick. So I'm just going to, yeah, there's no amount of water because I'm just going to judge based on the consistency that I like. So, like I said, this will vary from taste to taste, how much water you put in. But again, you want to get it to the consistency of the batter that you like. Like I said, you can definitely make waffles, mini muffins. If you want to make pancake muffins, yeah. I would leave it like this for muffins or waffles because it's pretty thick, and I like thick pancake. I like thick waffles and muffins. But for pancakes, you want it a little bit thinner because you want it to just be able to spread a little bit. If you want to add cinnamon or whatever spices to you can. Like I said, this is and see the curds? You think, oh God, the curds. With the heat, they're really going to melt really well in there. And you're not going to be like getting chunks. It's just going to melt real nice. All right. almost half this quarter cup, I would say, of water. And that's good enough for me. Because like I said, I don't want it too thin. I don't want it too thick. And truth be told, anything with protein like powder, even pancake mix, if you sit, it gets real thick. It'll thicken as it sits. All right, that's the consistency that I like. Like I said, that is your call, boo, not mine. So let's get our frying pan, spray it with nonstick spray, spray it with whatever spray. You want to put butter, you want yada, yada, yada. You put your pan, prepare your pan the way you like. And then we're going to get to, I didn't use my whisk. We're going to get to making some cakes. Like I said, this is one serving, you know, according to the package. Now, like I said, it's more filling because it's all this protein. So if you're eating and you're like, you know what, I don't want any more, then you stop. You don't have to eat it because you've tracked it all. That is a good tip. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Because it's listen to your body. If your body's saying I'm satisfied, then you stop. Oh, I can see my neck bone. Sorry. I'm going to cook these up, and I'm going to, again, make big ones, make little ones. It's your pickle, not mine. You're eating it, not me. And I'm going to show you the plate. And we'll talk about the protein. What are we talking about? The protein. And the points. And the calories. And the carbs. Because a little carb heavy. But no, who out there said there's something wrong with having carbs? You have a high carb breakfast. You have a lower carb lunch. It all balances out, my lovelies. All right, here's a little tip. Take it or leave it. Butter gives the best diner crust. If you've ever been to a diner had pancakes, you get that crust on the outside. You don't have to use a lot. You don't even have to, like I said, if that crust isn't something you desire, then you don't use it. But if you're a person like, you know what, or just have it on the crust on the one pancake, because to sit there and use this much butter to make how many pancakes, you're going to go through a lot of butter. So I always say have it on that end pancake and you just have that little butter crust. Because butter, the crust is where it's at in a pancake. Just saying. I'm going to admit to you, this is a lot of pancakes. It's a serving. It is a serving of pancake mix. Look at that. Look at the gorgeousness of this. I might split these with Timmy. He's coming home. I'm going to be, you know. But this whole plate is 278 calories, 34 grams of carbs, 28 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fiber. So if you weighed half of it, it would, you know, halve that. So you'd get your protein down to 14, which is basically what is in the mix. And all those extra things you added in would wash out. But you know what? This smells, can I tell you one thing? These smell so good. You didn't add any sweetener in there. It didn't need any sweetener because it's a pancake mix, cottage cheese, egg. And here's the fun fact. You're going to put on syrup on top. So why need sweetener inside if you're going to put it on top? I'm going to have one of my Chalk Zeros. I love their syrup. It's so good. Honestly, any syrup would be good on this, you know? Even your store brand, because it's all about pancake. The syrup is just that little bonus additive sweetener in the corner. It's basically, if you have a pancake, a syrup cannot make pancakes great. The base has to be great. But yes, I'm going to go enjoy these. Oh, points. I didn't tell you the points because I don't know the points. Let me go look because I didn't write that down. Because Timmy's coming home ready to get done. But then I'll come back with those. Weight Watcher came out to 5 Weight Watcher points. I believe I only had to count, 4 for the mix and 1 for the cottage cheese. If I'd have thought about it, I would have known because I used to eat this mix all the time. 4 points for your pancake mix, 1 point for your cottage cheese. You want to add more cottage cheese? Go right ahead. This is your pickle. You want to put yogurt? Go right ahead. But it's all about the consistency of the batter. That's what you're looking for. That's why I added that little bit. You can even add milk instead of water. You don't have to add water. You can add milk. It's your pickle. It's your pickle. And then you can go from there. But yeah, you definitely could swap out yogurt for the cottage cheese. And I don't think it would change the protein much because most yogurts, they're pretty much comparable. So that is it. You want me to taste it, don't you? I've had these before. So I know they're good. I know they're good. I do this all the time. So, but Tim's coming in. I'm going to give him half and I'm going to have half. And that's how life goes. I may put some more cottage cheese on top. Because I have to use up that container. We'll do that. And there you go. Fruit, blueberries, strawberries, you name it, you can put that on top here. Be phenomenal. So yeah, this is definitely a great base that you could do. Make muffins, make waffles. The waffles will be a little bit delicate. Just be careful. But mini muffins, if you have like all those little cute little, silicone liners that I adore, they'll pop right out. Again, they may stick in a regular traditional pan because it's just really, cottage cheese and anything always makes it so delicate. That's what's so great about it. It's delicate and delicious. But yeah. All right, I'm going to go enjoy my breakfast with my boy, and I will see you in the next recipe. Next recipe, I saw this on YouTube. I kind of stumbled upon it. It was I think it was a breakfast protein biscuit. And I thought, I could lighten that up. Like, she used regular sausage. I could use my homemade chicken sausage, which is what I made. I could use the 00 King Arthur flour, which is lower in points, but still flour. You could use gluten-free flour. You could use almond flour. Cook any flour you want. It's very easy to mix and match a lot of the things. She put cottage cheese. You could put yogurt. You could put half and half. So we will put this together based on the ingredients I have. First of all, I sauteed some onion and little mini bell pepper. Again, put as much as you want. I'm not gonna lie, I had almost a cup of onion and about 6 mini bell peppers. But you know what? You put in what you like, what you have. This is a recipe that you can pretty much tailor to what you have. So in my bowl, I have 3 eggs. We're going to whisk together half a cup of egg white. She did this combination because she said it lowered the fat. Could you use another egg or 2? Sure, why not? Okay, now she said a cup of cottage cheese. I'm not sure how much I have in this container. We're going to see, because whatever I don't have, I'm going to sub out with Greek yogurt. Because again, now could you whip this cottage cheese first? Sure you could. Am I? No, it doesn't bother me. But I know some people, they don't like curds and things. This is about a half a cup of cottage. Now I could open another one. I do have another one. Let's see. Maybe I will. Only because I think I need to use up the other cottage cheese anyway. Hold on. We're going to do all cottage cheese. So it's 1 cup of cottage cheese. My savory biscuit. Now I think she used, like I said, I only watched it and took notes. I think she used 8 ounces of sausage. Now I made my homemade chicken sausage, which is lean. It's not the leanest chicken. It's the next level down, still 0 points. And I put my seasonings in there. This is a pound. I don't need all of it. So again, you judge how much sausage you want to put in. You want to put in the whole thing? These are your biscuits, put it in. But I think I'm going to see half and see how it looks when I mix all the flour and see if it's meaty enough, because I got the sausage. And by the way, my son was home. He tasted, he goes, Mom, that's really good. No kidding, Tim. Just because it's light doesn't mean it's bad. See, sometimes they just, So, all right, we're going to say 8 ounces of this sausage, so it'll be half of the pack. Or half of the prepare. Like I said, if I want to add more later, I may. There we go. Okay, that's all incorporated. Break up the bunches. Okay. Move this out of the way. Here I have 2 cups of the flour that I showed you, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to throw my sauteed peppers and onions in there. They're still a little bit warm, so I'm hoping the flour will cool them down because I got things to do. I don't want to scramble my eggs, so we're just going to hopefully it'll cool it down. I'm sure it will. Get that mixed in. This is supposed to be like a biscuit dough, so if it's a little bit tight, that's perfectly normal. All right, let's throw in our others. All that in there. You're supposed to get, I believe, 12 biscuits out of this. So we will go over points, calories, protein. Her biscuits came out to 20 grams of protein per biscuit with 12. Now, mine may came out a little bit more because I think my sausage is a little bit more higher in protein than hers. But I didn't, she used like the coconut flour, almond flour, and maybe all-purpose. Oh, it's perfect. Look at that. It is totally biscuit dough. Because those flours that she used are a little bit drier than this. You can use, I was thinking about using oat flour. I really did think about it. But I figure, let's make it this way. And we can always change it the next time we make it. Because I know it's going to be good. And you figure, what a great breakfast. You have your carb, your protein, and your vegetable. And oh, speaking of which. Hold on. Where I put them, I don't know. All right, I'm going to preheat my oven to 350. I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of sun-dried tomatoes because, you know, if you've been to my channel, you know I put these in everything. They are not in oil. They're just dried. I'm going to grab a parchment-lined baking sheet. And hopefully, the idea is to get 12 biscuits. If you get more, it's a bonus. We don't want to get less. So these are like I said, this is a full breakfast. Because you have your carb, your vegetable, your protein. Maybe even serve it with a little egg on the side, you know. So I'm going to grab my parchment-lined paper tray, and we'll be right back. Well, or maybe I'll show you how they look dropped. You don't need to see. You've seen me drop. You know how to drop biscuits. You use a cookie scoop or ice cream scoop. So they're all the same. Now you could add cheese inside these if you wanted. I'm just choosing to put a tablespoon of cheese on top, or maybe a half a tablespoon. But again, you could put it in there perfectly fine. Just adjust it. So I have 12 biscuits. I have 2 trays of 6. I'm actually putting just a half a tablespoon. Plenty on there, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a person who really needs a lot of cheese, but if you want cheese, then by Jove, put it in. But I think a half a tablespoon per biscuit is perfect. And then I'm going to sprinkle the top with some garlic powder and then bake them. I will let you know how long they baked when we come back, because I'm really not sure. But yeah, gotta have that garlic top. Just my personal opinion, being Italian, you know. You could probably even spray them butter spray. Might be delicious. All right, they baked for 20 minutes. They are beautiful. 2 trays. All right, let's taste one and talk macros. Like I said, they baked for 20 minutes. The recipe on dishwithtea.com. I already put in the recipe builder. For getting 12, I call them biscuits, they come out to, and using the ingredients that I use. Now again, different things, but for what that King Arthur flour to probably save me. There are 2 points per breakfast biscuit. 156 calories, 17 grams of carbs, 14 grams of protein, and 13 grams of fiber. Quick breakfast. You could prep these, have them for the week, put them in the freezer, eat them at work. Probably, I would say you probably can make a sandwich out of it. You could probably cut one in half and put a fried egg, which would amp up the protein even more. Now, mine are different than hers based on the ingredients that I use. So, but I think mine came out great. So let's taste one because, you know, let's taste one of the flatter ones. They're hot out of the oven. Look at that bottom. You could put more cheese. Like she had a cup of cheese. I just used a half a cup of cheese and I put some on each bun. Again, you can mix it in your pickle. And I put the sun-dried tomatoes in. Winner, winner. Breakfast protein on the go. It's great for people who need to grab and go. Heck, you could have 2 of these for 4 point. I gotta see if it goes up the Weight Watcher math, but it would definitely double the protein, close to 30 grams of protein. Slather hard-boiled egg on there. I mean, it's endless what you can do with things like this. But I wanted to share. I wanted to try it. I say it was successful. You could have put more of the ground sausage in there. It's totally up to you. I didn't want it to be too sausage forward, but you could put a whole pound in there. But I think it's plenty. But yeah, look at the bottom. You're welcome. Well, that is it. I hope you enjoyed these fun, delicious recipes. You called it. This is what you want instead of what I eat in a day, what I cook in a week. Not everything, maybe more when the summer comes, we'll be doing a lot more recipes, but I'm shocked I got 2 in this video. So 2 protein-packed ones too. So like I said, definitely the sausage one, Biscuit, will be on dishboutique.com. I'm gonna to revisit the other one and see if I need to put it up there. If I think it needs to be up there, I'll do it, or maybe I'll just put in the description box what I added. But that will be linked down below as well, if it's there. If not, ask me. I will definitely answer your question because I'm a one-woman show here. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up. If you're new here, welcome. And hit the subscribe button. Join us here at Dish with D, where we are having high protein, low calorie, low point, delicious food. Because remember, if it's not good, who cares if it's low in points, high in protein? We're not going to eat it. So everything that comes on this channel is D approved. And the boys liked it too. So we have breakfast prepped for the week. So any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I will see you in a video very soon, my lovelies. Bye-bye for now.